Hello, everyone. This is Peter Stone, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Stepping Up and Stepping Out, making 2022 your best year yet. And what is Stepping Up and Stepping Out all about? Why do we have it? What's the reason we are showing up on the new moon and the full moon? Well, the full moon initially became the switch in the sky to let me be connected with my goals. Back in 2017, I realized some years have gone by and there's a few things I didn't do, and I got lost on the side, to the wayside, as many of us do. We don't achieve those goals that we set out at the beginning of the years, otherwise known as our New Year's resolutions. So, bearing that in mind, I've done this program for us as a reminder that don't leave those goals behind. Don't forget about them after the first 3 weeks of January. We're here at the end of May now, 5 months into the year. Have you got your goals? Are they sitting around? Do you know where they are, your New Year's resolutions? Have you measured them? Have you measured anything in your goal set that you set out at the beginning of the year? Or have you forgot them? Or have you stuck with them? Or have you used my method, or the method that I use for myself, to share with others because it's effective, it's efficient? There's always a full moon in the sky. If it's not in the sky, it's online. If it's not online, it's on a calendar. And someone will be talking about the beautiful moon over the ocean, over the mountains, over the woods, in the fog or through the clouds. So, that said, let's get moving on to this training in stepping up and stepping out, an awakening, if you will. We all have talents, all of us. And some of us just think that we don't, but they're hidden and they're there. If you think you don't, then you won't, because you're burying them and you're not giving yourself the credit that's due, because we all have some kind of skills and some kind of different mindsets and areas that we're strong in. And that's what I want to talk about is on this new moon. This is the backup to the full moon, because our habits go to the wayside after about 3 weeks if we don't stick with them. So 2 weeks, 4 weeks was too much. Full moon to full moon, 28 plus days. So I slipped in the new moon, and that's a little extra work to remind ourselves, but it's there. And when we get in the habit, that is a simple tool to use. I look at my moon often. There's a great app called Moon Giant. Put it right on your phone, on your computer, and you can track with it. You can set an alarm on the new moon, the full moon. Do as you please, but do not lose sight of your goals. So, one area that helps us propel forward, upward, and into our goals is the strengths that we have. And I've been taught, we've all been taught that, excuse me, you don't know how to do that, learn that. Learn this, do that. I mean, go to the gym and work out, go to the gym. Look, I don't like gyms at all. Every now and then, yeah, they're okay. If it's freezing cold outside and it's like I'm forced to go there, gym isn't my thing. I love being outside. I like the jet ski. I like swimming. I like diving. I like biking, excuse me, and rowing and outdoor activities. That's what I like. And if you love the gym, that's great. But what we are here to do is to live in to our strengths, not live into our weaknesses and try so hard to be someone who we're not. This is where so many people get it wrong. They think, well, look at that person, look at that person, look at that person. Go look in the mirror and go look at that person and say, hey, have a chat and decide that you know what your strengths are and don't try to be someone that you're not. There are goals you can set, and if it really you're passionate about it and you're not there and you want to learn things and you're really it's a passion, it's inside, it's heartfelt, it's soul felt, that's a whole nother story. But what I'm talking about is that thing that I just described, and that it should be built into your goals to make your goals uh, like almost effortless to a certain degree, that you are propelled, you're pulled forward because you're connected with the value of your goals. And this is another challenge where people are trying to go against the grain so hard that you have to ask, are these goals suitable for me? Are they good for me? And when I get there, am I going to be satisfied? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to be excited? Am I going to feel rewarded that my journey has been one of success? And speaking of the success, it's not when you get to the goal. It's not when you get to that weight it's that journey that you're on, because within that journey there are so many things we learn along the way, and that's part of the discovery of our strengths, of who we are. And if we don't make the effort, we can't make the discovery, can we? If we just sit there and go from month to month, month to month, year to year, and write these things down. And I see some people go to the swimming pool. There's a little gym outside my swimming pool, and this one guy used to go there, and he sat inside, and he moved a little bit for a little bit, and then he sat, and then he came outside, and then he smoked another cigarette, one after he came out, but he had one before he went in, and he sat. But you're not here to judge him, but I'm just here to say that that isn't quite. I mean, maybe he had a certain level that he was working up to, but that is not an exercise regimen for myself, and I don't see where the benefits are. So the bottom line is, when we go to exercise, we need to get into the moment, get into the energy, apply our energy. And again, if the exercise is a struggle, find something that you like. So I do the things that I like, and I might throw a headset on when I'm riding the bike, like people do in the gym. You get powered up, and or you can meditate on a bicycle, or you can meditate. You're talking to one guy, Peter Ragnar. He goes, "Oh yeah, well, parachuting." He goes, I'm dropping at this amazing speed, and I go into a state of meditation. And I'm like, this is amazing. You can do this anywhere. You can connect with the moment. So you can find upsides to everything you do, but please make sure it's connected with who you are, who you're going to be, what the meaning of all the effort that you put forth, does it really serve you, or is it something that was way out, that looked good, it was shiny, it was bigger, and it was better, and it didn't really have a core value to you. And that's where your strengths come in. You dig in and find out, making that list, if you haven't made a list about what it is that I'm good at. And you can even, when you get down and dirty in this thing, you go ask your friends. I mean, you got to get a little bit personal here, and you got to say, so, I hear, my close family or friends or whatever, they might say, well, you're always doing this, or you're always doing that, or oh, and they egg you and they nudge you, and they have fun with you because you have these quirks about you, right? And so what, the flip side of that is, so what do you see in me what kind of strengths do you see in me? And I've actually sent emails and asked some people that I don't see every day, or I send them a Skype. So I asked 10 people, and some of them are like, well, some of them never answered. And that's okay. Maybe they weren't as good at close friends as I thought they were. And others did. And they went into detail because some people really care. They care about who they're with and how they show up in life. And when we get that feedback, we might say, hey, I never realized that this is just a everyday thing for me, but other people see that as a strength. And then you can take that strength and be emboldened by it by using it at a higher level because you're naturally using that strength and it's a part of your being. So to grow that strength and use that strength in the areas that you've set for your goals, as long as they're synchronous and they connect with your passion. But it may be something that you're on a discovery trip, that you're discovering something, and the journey brings you to the discovery of a new passion. And that is one of the wonders of travel that I have discovered. The journey is hard, the journey is tough. There's a fork in the road. Which way do I go? I wish I didn't go this way. But then you learned something, you met something, and you got on a whole new pathway. I'll tell you, that's another way to go. And it's a discovery, a journey, um, as opposed to a consistent push in the same direction that you may not get ahead with because that's not where your strength lies. So, strengths, if they're not really apparent, if they're not really apparent, then, what are the subtle things that might spark that passion, that might spark that energy, that might spark that strength? And that strength, when you resonate with what is the fire inside or the passions, and they are buried because it's so busy, it's so noisy, and we get confronted and we're searching for ways, better ways, better ways, better ways. And there's so many better ways to do things, to get out of bed, to do this and to do that and go to the gym and do all these things better, 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 better. There's really one good way to do it. It's your way, but do it like a stairway, that when you go and you re-engage with that goal or that challenge, that every time you make sure that you make a little progress. But in that word of progress, sometimes we have to step back 2 steps to get ahead 1 step, step back 3 steps to get ahead 1 step, even, right? Why? This is essentially at the core of what I'm talking about, that you wrote your goals at the New Year's and you look at them again. I would say at this juncture to analyze them again, reanalyze it, revisit them. And after 5 months, if your goals haven't been moving, you ask why. And you'll know why. You'll know why. You just got busy doing stuff, or they didn't really vibe with you. They didn't lift you up. They didn't empower you. So find the things that empower you. Use that spark. Get forward, get excited, then stack on things as you feel good, feel energetic, and you feel stronger every day. Some days it's that step back. Oh, wow, why do I feel I don't have the energy today? Well, sometimes the weather, like when the weather is really low pressure, it's raining, we don't have energy. That's why bears hibernate in the winter, right? It gets cold, it gets dark, short days. Hey, they are smart. They go check out for like 4 months or whatever it is. I never studied the bears, but I do know that they do that hibernation thing. And for us, we need rest, good rest to wake up. When we wake up and we get that charge, It's so critical. I was having a discussion with someone that I have been working on my goal, my life, myself for so long that now I'm sleeping naturally. Before it used to be like a struggle. Well, yeah, because I wanted to get up and I wanted to go, but sleeping 5 or 6 hours was like enough. But it really isn't. We need our body to rest and we regenerate our muscles. We charge our muscles. We charge our strength, our brain. Everything needs rest and recharging. Yeah, just take a electric car out, see how far you go without recharging. I mean, really. And the mighty freight train too. It's got to have stop for fuel and water. And there was a time that I didn't. And a friend of mine told me, Peter, even the great mighty freight train stops because I was working like 16 hours a day when I first got so passionate about something. Right, I didn't know when to stop. But fortunately, after time, I'm naturally sleeping 8 hours a day. And I'm looking at these articles. Sleep is a problem. This is a problem. That's a problem. My back hurts. All this crap that I'm like, why? Why do you have these aches and pains? I go here. I'm actually in Thailand. I go here and I have a massage. And they go, where does it hurt? And I'm like, well, I don't really have any aches. I just like to have a nice massage because it improves your immune system, the VIPs in your system. You get a massage, it will build your immune system for 2 to 3 weeks. So the relaxation of the massage is so important. But you've got to look at all of these things. Look at all of these points of what's going to propel you and move, especially now, the noise. Okay, the noise. So let the noise go and pull back and get out of the noise because 110 solutions, and they'll pull you in 110 directions when you only need simplicity. Good diet, exercise, as much sunshine, fresh air that you can get to get you in your center, get you connected to who you really are. I mean, I found I'm taking these things and they go off. I shut them off early, 8 o'clock at night. No, no more. I don't earlier, as early as I can. And I pick it up in the morning. I do what I got to do. Business. I shut it off because I have a habit. Like a lot of us, pick it up. What's going on? What's trending here? What's going on? And I am so much better without it. And probably anybody would be. But we do have business to do. There's things to learn. But let's not live in this thing because it's a thief of our time, of our mind, of our strengths. So take a good look at your strengths. Take a good look and see what comes up. Make a list. What, and ask questions of other people, right? Get a perspective. What do you want to focus on? How can you focus on it? What makes it easier than ever? Instead of it being such a hard journey for change. I always like the word flow, like the river. It meanders, it cuts through, it just doesn't go straight to it, does it? Just doesn't go boom, like beamline to the results, does it? It goes gradually down the flowing, meandering, flowing river and slowly cuts away all obstacles and gets to the sea, to the ocean. And you can too. Find your strengths. Reevaluate your goals. Make sure they're what works for you. And then fire up and make sure you subscribe. And come next will be the full moon in June. Don't know when it is. It's a couple of weeks from now, and I'll be back. I'll be tuned in. I'll be in the USA. I'm traveling. I'm getting up, getting out. I've been sitting around for 18 months enjoying the tropics, tropical fruit, getting recharged, rebuilt, and going out for a new venture. So you two, I hope to catch up online here. How can we help you? Ask your questions, leave your comments. What's your biggest challenge? What would you like to be discussed? I have lists and lists, 52 weeks of subjects. What would you like for me to discuss? And let's do an investigation. We're here to learn together. That's it. I'm just here to hit some hot points and make some points for us all. So this is Peter Stone checking out, saying thanks for checking in and stepping up and stepping out and making 2022 your best year yet, one day at a time. Enjoy the journey. I'll see you. Don't forget to ring that bell, subscribe, follow us, and enjoy the journey. I'll see you on the full moon.